What's up, guys? One of the brand owners just hit $400,000 in upcoming sales this month. Now, if you don't know what that really means, then you've probably never heard of the beautiful thing called monthly recurring revenue, MRR, right? This is something which a lot of people know in, for example, the software business and other business models where it's super common to pay something monthly, essentially that you can imagine as like a subscription offer, right? That type of stuff. And so in e-commerce, this is one of the most powerful levers to pull in every business, okay? Whenever you sell something consumable, even if you sell something non-consumable that just has a consumable part about the offer, you can essentially build an MRR offer around it. And I would always recommend you do it, not only because it's going to make you ridiculously profitable, right? But also because it is going to increase the valuation of your entire business, because the LTV to CAC ratio is going to be higher, and that's what every single investor looks for, okay? And this is kind of going to force you to learn product development, which I'm also going to cover in this video. So this is like a super quick full guide. Reason being, I just want to really break down the most important learnings that we've had with MRR offers regarding to actually apply them properly in ecom. And so the first thing I want to talk about is the offer structure, because it's super important how you properly present an offer like this and how you implement it into your brand. So there's three key things that we usually like to do. First one is discount, second one is bonus, third one is friction, okay? So how do you actually apply all of these? Now, the first one, obviously super simple. You give them a discount if they subscribe, okay? So as you can see here, this is offer one, where actually this is the offer with the subscription offer if they select it, and this is the pricing when they select just one time. And so what you see is like 30, 50, 70 when they subscribe. This is auto selected when they land on the store. They see this price kind of like anchors into their heads, and they start thinking and justifying the stuff in this price point before they even know that it's a subscription price. Now, if they want to buy one time, they have to pay more, and this is what's going to push a lot of them to actually take this one. That's the first thing that happens. But a discount oftentimes isn't enough. You actually have to add bonuses, so positive like rewards if they subscribe. And so it's like not only going to look like this, but also somewhat like this, where you basically have free XYZ, free XYZ, free XYZ. We got a bunch of free gifts, free shipping included, for example, and they pay for shipping, or you punish them if they don't subscribe. And the third thing is adding in even more friction when they want to buy one time. And so one of the most powerful offer structures that you can run when it comes to MRR is going to essentially be you present them the complete normal subscription offers, buy one, buy two, buy three, or let's call it like 1 month supply, 2 month supply, 3 month supply. They get all these free bonuses. It's already a no-brainer to take this. However, if they want to buy one time, they can only buy it for 3 months. And this is more expensive than the 3 month supply subscription, obviously, because there's no discount applied and they don't get the bonuses. So this is friction, discount, and bonus combined. This offer structure is one of my favorites because this forces every single person to subscribe. If they just want to spend $30, they have to subscribe, okay? Like they literally pay almost 4 times the money if they don't want to subscribe, and no one is going to do that. Now, if you sell to EU, you might get into legal trouble doing this. In the US, it's going to be completely fine. So obviously use all this advice legally, right? This is not legal advice. This is business advice. So second thing, framing. How do you frame an offer like this? Because it's not easy to get really high take rates if you don't actually mention why it's important for people to keep using your product and not just buy it once. Because what most people do, keep in mind when they market, is they try to talk about, okay, well, this is my product and it gets you to your goal as quickly as possible. In 2 weeks, you'll lose 200 pounds and whatever and whatever and whatever. However, right, if people think that, they buy your product once and then they're done forever, they obviously ought to buy once. So problem is you want them to keep buying. How do you do that? Well, you have to make them understand, yes, it's cool and it's good to buy once, but it's completely from a different world to use it for a long time, which is called, first thing, stretched benefits. You actually start to explain what the long-term future benefits are of using this product, which is also, by the way, a super cool direct response mechanism because it takes away the risk. Every time something is new, something that they haven't heard of, like a new mechanism, they're scared of it. People are scared. And so it's like this takes away that fear because, okay, well, if the friend of the person that's writing the script has already been using it for 5 years and they've never had any issues, obviously I might as well try. Second thing is an offer reveal. If you just mention the offer in the ad, there's nothing to be surprised about. And if you just say you can get it for $93, but if you subscribe, you can get it for $70, right? Just saying this line will increase the take rate of the $70, obviously, right? Then the expectations. Okay, so what kind of expectations do the people come in when they click on your ad? Are they thinking, okay, well, I'm going to reach my dream outcome in 2 seconds, right? What kind of customers do you attract with your marketing? Have you done ethical marketing? Have you kind of like scared them completely? What kind of way have you chosen to get your traffic, and what kind of traffic quality do you get? Who's your avatar, and what types of expectations do they have coming to your store? Ask yourself that, and that will also help you out a lot when it comes to framing an offer like this properly. And then the fourth thing is the pain of buying just once. So this is pretty similar to this. You always want to make it positive to buy multiple. However, you also want to frame it negative to buy just one. So it's like you might kind of tease a little bit why it might be even counterproductive to stop using it. Think of steroids or something, right? Think of someone that wants to buy steroids. Obviously, it would make sense to subscribe to it, because if you buy it once and then just literally just stop using them, then it's going to be worse than when before you started. So this might be something that you could think about, right? Then obviously a super important topic, which I'm not going to waste too much time about, because this is something which people should have figured out already, but it's essentially the payment processing, okay? And there's a big difference between churn and failed payments. Churn is people that quit it and pause it and actively basically leave the business by their own choice. Failed payments are people that just don't have money, or PayPal account was banned or whatever. Now, the thing is, obviously, you should focus on things that you can control, which is going to be the churn. However, if you use PayPal, make sure to have a really good PayPal account, because if you don't, and you have ever like the issue of the PayPal account not being able to accept new payments, what's going to happen is you literally won't be able to charge all of your customers, your previous customers, ever again. And so you need to re-invoice them, you need to retarget them, yada, yada, yada. Super big headache. The last thing what I want to talk about in this video is the product development. And this is what I mentioned in the beginning, is that the MRR offers kind of force you to focus on this. And I think that until a certain degree, this is what every founder's, ecom founder's task should be anyways, right? If your job, your task is not going to be marketing and, like conversion optimization forever. What you're going to actually do over the long run is product development, because you as the founder are supposed to know the best what your avatar is looking for and what's the most important thing for them. And so it's like you're going to send out surveys, you're going to call them. Those information, like those pieces of information that you collect from these surveys, are going to then lead to a change that you make in the business and specifically the product. And then you ask them again, and you do this again and again and again, which is going to lead to lower churn and happier customers and word of mouth becoming a better traffic source, which is arguably the most powerful things in every business. So that was pretty much it for this video, guys. I want to say thank you so much for giving me your most important asset, which is actually your attention. Thanks for watching. See you next time. I wish you a beautiful day.